stalking you?
Nah, rented. I think when it actually makes me.
10 presentations, 7 minutes. It's about an hour and 15 minutes. This is going to take at least an hour and a half, 90 minutes. Okay. Finish at 5. Oh, this phone is dying. Judge 10. When I count 10 documents.
Oh, so
I just had it 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just had it 3 out because
Just got confused now.
no. I just didn't feel like adding like 60 documents, 50 documents. But the geek culture really manages this quite slickly.
They don't even have that exposure and the, network that you are doing or the support.
Is this your laptop?
I think sometimes we exaggerate the importance of that stuff. Sometimes it's really about just your sheer energy and your natural talent.
Hello everyone. Hello.
Hello.
Yellow.
Honorable geeks, hackers, partners, sponsors, the wonderful team of MTN, all guests from other provinces. We did have guests from Mpumalanga coming all the way from Malahleni for this hackathon. So I greet you all. For those who have not heard who I am Tiani Ngonyama. I am from Geek Culture. And today I'll be helping facilitate the presentation sessions. So it's been a wonderful weekend, I think, very tiring. We saw some great solutions being developed to advance the way of life in the townships. And it was compelling to see how the emerging technologies were being used in the real application of everyday life. So for that, ladies and gentlemen, please give your hand of applause. Okay, so we will be announcing the top 10 teams of the hackathon. We will be announcing the top 10 teams of the hackathon. Exciting. So the top 10 teams are going to present again to a panel of judges. So when we talk about the top 10 teams, we are talking about all teams that were not MTN staff members, and they developed projects in line with the theme. But then MTN, because MTN is so wonderful, they wanted to make sure that everyone feels welcome, you know. So MTN staff members had their special challenge. And in that challenge, there were 3 teams. And the winner of that challenge will be presenting in front of everyone. So that presentation will not be judged. It's just, for control. It's for control because it's the boss thing to do. Yeah. So the top 10 teams in this case will be presenting to a panel of judges. Some of you might have met them already, But we had like them to introduce themselves. Yes, Nomso.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Pinda Ngala, and I'm the CIO for MTN South Africa.
Afternoon, everyone. My name is Nomso Kana, and I'm a nuclear scientist by trade and a broadband infrastructure founder.
Hi everyone, Charmaine Houvet. I'm the Public Policy Director for Cisco Africa. On the side, I also own a software company, which is Box Fusion. I also sit on the advisory board of Go Code. And in the evenings and weekends, this is what I do, mentoring the youth and SMMEs and entrepreneurs interested in code.
Folks, I'm Mohammed Singh from MTN. You all know who I am. I'm basically Imran's backup as a comedian in case he doesn't come.
Hi everyone, my name is Lindiwe Matladi and I'm the founder of Africa Teen Geeks. We basically teach kids from primary school and high school how to code.
All right, so one of the mics is not working. You know, that awkward moment when technology fails you. Well, we have seen it happening during the presentations, right? And hopefully that won't happen again when we start the presentation right now. So this is what we're going to do. We'll run through the presentations. The top 10 teams will present, including the MTN Challenge winner. We'll end off with MTN. Yeah, and then when we're done with the presentations, we are going to Chila. There's a cocktail party there, you know, being set up. So, yeah, you know, because we need to cool down. We need to cool down. This weekend has been so cool, we need to cool down now. We need to cool down, and that's what's going to be happening. And then after we have cooled down, that's when we'll know the winner of the MTN TADHack Johannesburg. I think this was the biggest in the world. The biggest in the world. Yes, so MTN did host this in 2016, and it only had 60 participants, I think. But it has more than doubled. It has more than doubled. It shows the interest. Let's keep this momentum going. So the judges do have the judging criteria. It's the same criteria as before. And the way we're going to do things is we're going to announce 2 teams at a time. We keep it suspense in here. Yeah, suspense. Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, okay, let me just open. What am I opening? I know I have the winner somewhere. I do have the top 10 teams somewhere. I'm just searching. All right, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the first 2 teams to come present, and they must quickly come set up. Each team will be given 30 seconds to set up. As follows. Location connection. And they will be followed by Team Tech Health. Hosa, my selector, can you please load their presentation? Music, Nyana. Okay. All right, so, well, it appears that this announcement, cue the music. Okay, so it appears that this announcement has caught them off guard. So we'll give them just 3 minutes to get themselves ready. In the meantime, please let's go ahead and tweet hashtag TADHackJHB. TADHackJHB. Let's tweet this thing. Let's tweet this thing. Include at TADHackJHB, at TADHack as well. Let the world know. So we'll be starting with the presentations shortly. We're just waiting for the teams to get themselves ready. And would you like to acknowledge some of the friends in the audience as well? We do have colleagues from this Department of Public Service and Administration, and also the Center for Public Service Innovation. So we are humbly welcome. Kusekhaya. Okay, is the team ready?
Yes, can they set up?
Yes, please.
Come, guys.
Oh, it's you guys.
Yeah, you guys can set up.
All right, so we did a cool thing as well. As each team comes, we'll be playing their favorite song. I hope that was your song, right? Whatever that was. I haven't slept a wink, so I am forgetting a few things. So you have 4 minutes to present, and the judges have 2 minutes to ask questions. So anyone want to volunteer as a timekeeper? Sina, yes. Thank you, Sina. You're far too kind. Yes, so Sina will be keeping the time, and she is quite strict. That's why we chose her, because you know there are some things outside here waiting for us, right? And we must do justice. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's give attention to Team Blockchain Connection.
Hi everyone, so we are Blockchain Connection, and so goes our application name. So what we basically, the need that we're trying to address is that small businesses, or rather businesses in the township, spaza shops, generally do not have a relevant online presence where they can connect with their consumers, and considering things like the growing popularity of township tourism, considering things like your newcomers coming into those communities, we were trying to find a way to connect them, these spaza shops, with their consumers. And we were trying to add value to the current transition of township communities onto online. So adding value to your WhatsApp services, your SMS, your Facebook, because that is generally those are generally the platforms that they use for online currently. Yeah.
Okay, so we chose a text-based solution because it doesn't have a large learning curve. No app installs are needed, and it allows for easy communication. So we've implemented a translation service on top of the text service so that everyone from South Africa can be able to communicate with each other through our platform. Okay.
And then, so like he mentioned, we included a multilingual system, and of course the user-friendliness would come from using the platforms that they're used to using, and a chatbot that will help them with any issues they might have. Okay, and then we will.
So this is one of the ways to access our app. You use WhatsApp. So many of these companies can just use this number, one number. So a lot of companies keep one number, and then people are able to connect to them using one number instead of having multiple numbers for them. Yes. And then one of the things that you can do is actually inquire on products. Can I hold them? Do the demo. So you can easily text and say you want a product. Maybe say, hey, I'm hungry. And then the service itself will pull the products based on your location and then send it to your phone. So here's one of the responses. It's actually slow, yeah. Okay, and then if it happens to text in English and then you are a Zulu speaking person, you can easily text and say translate, and then the API itself will translate to whatever language that you have selected. Yeah, so all of this is done without having to go to an external website or having to learn another application, because a lot of people already know how to use text-based applications. Okay. Okay, so yeah, you can search for a product, location, and prices. Okay. You can search for products, and then it'll give, it's all done via AI and natural language processing, so you can speak to it as you would to another normal being, and then it will respond to you with the relevant information. Yeah.
So how would you go about making money from this app?
So for companies to register their information onto the app via WhatsApp, they would have an initial subscription fee, a registration fee rather, and then a monthly basis just to maintain that the information onto the site. And then we do have also other ways that we thought of is to add advertising to it, just as to manage the smaller things, where we give them an option to pay more to get their prioritization, basically to get their company names pop up first when consumers are searching.
Just to elaborate further on that, so beyond the subscription-based fee, so advertisers can now advertise to customers who already have an intent to purchase. So the person has already searched that they want a certain product. So the advertiser can then bid to be the first person to be shown on the results, hence leading to a purchase.
How do merchants sign up?
It's all text-based.
You just type like, I want to register, then it gives you space to put your name and your IDs and your products.
Yeah, so one of the verification methods that we're using for the small businesses is we link them to the Facebook API. So small companies already have Facebook pages. So if they do, we link that to their Facebook page, and that gives people more certainty about who they are.
And we can rate each other. They rate me, I rate them.
Sure, Sida.
All right, honorable presenters, will you please exit this way? All right, we're going to give the judges just a minute while they rate them. Well, I rate them. Okay, yeah. But anyway, there's a rating going on. There's a rating going on. So while Team Tech Health set up, we just want to also announce the next two teams. And those next two teams, can you kindly please exit by the door? So you'll be coming in through this way. You know, we're trying to make it look cool, yeah. So the next two teams are, I also have a great team, but then we have the A team. The A team, can you please exit? And then the other team that made it to the top 10 is Scratch Labs. Scratch Labs, can you also follow outside with your tools that you will be presenting with, please?
Hi, we are Team Tech Health, and then this is my team. And then our idea, we are building the app which will enable the emergency medical services to go and attend to the patient. And then our target market is the people with medical aid. And then our problem statement is that contact center remain the contact point for emergency medical service requests. All the calls, they go there. And then it takes 10 to 15 minutes for call to be resolved. And other calls are unresolved. And then people need hospital authorization before the pickup can happen. And then our solution, we're going to use the app to request service via an app with a push button. You just push a button and then the request will go. And then EMS service provider will accept requests directly without intervention of the call center, which means the call goes directly to them, then they accept. And then the EMS will be time-based destination calculation. It calculates where are you on the location, and then it gives opportunity for the person who's the nearest to respond. But if time elapses, then it opens to everyone. And then if it fails, then it escalates to the call center to contact someone to attend to the scene. And then we will also use the voice recognition for texting via VIP innovation. Our key partners and resources, we're going to use the medical service providers to deliver our service, which means we're going to sell it to them to say, this is how you're going to pick up your patient if they are not feeling well. And then also the ambulance services through the EMS will also be the channel that we're going to deliver through. And then our technical partners is the VIP innovation in terms of giving us resources of voice recognition on and other platforms that we're going to need from them. Our value proposition, the app can be integrated into medical aid app for easy access, so that you don't have to have two apps, but you can have one that can push through your request. And then the other one, the app screens the patient, either they are a network or they are non-network. If you are network, then which means they recommend that you go to the hospital network. If non-network, then you can access any medical facility. And then the app also recommends at the end of the year, during the renewal plan, then it recommends that since your medical behavior was like this, you can take this plan so that you are well covered. And then our revenue stream, we decided that we have got medical aid, and then for high volume, they're going to pay a flat rate monthly. For people with low volume, it's going to be per service request. Once you request a service, then you're going to pay for that service. And then our cost, we estimated that we have got dev, database administrator, database hosting, and other costs which still to be determined. And then I'll hand over to my tech guy.
Okay, with the application, you will be able, once you log in, with the app, you'll be able to log in. This, my colleague here will show the judges on what you can do on the applications once you log in. You can sign up on the application. After signing up on the application, it gives you an option to request help. But also another added feature that we added is that we made it possible so that you can request help for another person.
sources you use to build this in terms of the APIs and the tech?
On the API side, we used VoIP innovations because they enable in-app chat screens, and also we used IBM database management to manage the information online instead of hosting it locally. So that also makes it IoT possible, so that you don't have to pay a lot of money, like investing in a lot of databases.
So your target audience, just people with medical aid, eh? Is that did I get it right? Or is there an exception?
For now, we're working on people with medical aid, and then in future,
Got it.
government interested, then we'll see how we
Got it. Okay.
Your colleague was just explaining us the app. Could you just take us in 30 seconds? If I'm new, do I need to register? How does it work? Just quickly.
Okay, well, once after you download the application, after downloading it, if you have an existing account, you can log in. If you don't have an account, you sign in. When you are signing in when you are signing up on the application, it gives you an option to like request your ID number and if you have medical aid. With that information, we make it possible for hospitals to have all the relevant information about you instead of hospitals. When you get there, they ask you, can you please provide us with your ID number and your medical type and all of those things. So that's what we are trying to do, is that we are trying to cut out all that paperwork in a nutshell.
Thank you, Tech Health. Ooh, I am hot. Oh, no, like seriously, I am hot. Jeez. Okay, if I can just quickly get my thoughts together. Yeah, thank you. That's a real jacket there. All right, can we please have the A team presenting their solution? Can we have some music now while their presentation loads as well?
They told me everybody's 15 minutes in a different time zone. And since I have it at the moment, you the one I wanna shine my light on. Get your life, little mama, won't you get your life on? Ain't nothing cooler than the wrong moves. 1, 2. Doing to the right song, the right song. Let's shoot this movie and put the shit on repeat.
Good morning, good afternoon, actually, it's afternoon. Good afternoon, judges and all the contestants. So my teammate got sick. He didn't make it today, so I'm left alone. Right, so I'm the last standing member of the A team. I'm here to tell a story. So Mandla was born in Soweto 25 years ago. So Mandla's father was an electrician, and Mandla learned a great deal from his father. However, Mandla's dad passed away before he went to university. So his goal was to study engineering, but he couldn't because he was left as the breadwinner. However, he was left with the skills, electrical skills, but which he can use to earn a bit of money. So, however, because Mandla didn't study anything, he couldn't get a job anyway. He was left standing by builders, cash bills, with one of those billboards saying, I need an electrician job. However, Mandla couldn't get many customers from this way of advertising his business. So we came up with an app called Corner Job. In Corner Job, Mandla just need to SMS his name to apply. So we call back Mandla, we vent his business, we ask question of all the people that he has done business with, we add him to the database. How the business works is we present Mandla's skills to potential customers. Me as a customer, I can log in and see all the technicians, electricians, plumbers in the application. You can see the stars. The stars represent the rating that the people that Mandla has done work for, rated him. Me, I can go to Mandla. You can see Mandla is the best rating. He is the best, obviously. You can see the summary of his profile. He's an electrician, what he charges per month. So what we also do in this application, if the rating keeps going up and up, we advise Mandla to apply for business so that he can approach bigger companies. So basically, it's taking a guy from the street and enabling him to present his business to bigger businesses like MTN, for example. Right, going further, this is all the history that Mandla has done. You can press a request. When you press request, we don't need anything from the customer. We just need your number phone. So we call you back to say, we have an electrician that's going to be coming at your place. We use AI in terms of face recognition. So that profile, when Mandla gets to your place, you just need to scan his face. It's going to say, this is the right person. Right. Going further, and there's collaboration as well. Let's say, for example, a company says, I need 5 electricians. Within the application, we can get the 5 electricians or plumbers who have the best rating suited for that particular job. In that, we take 5 people out of the streets and give them a job, an income. Going further, within the application, every job that a plumber or an electrician does, we keep track of their invoices. This is just an example of one of the invoices. Right. You don't have... Oh, right. So, sorry. With the 4th industrial revolution, it's time to stop doing this. We have means and way of getting a guy from Soweto to do business in Cape Town. Our application, so this is the business model. Okay. So in conclusion, let's make South Africa great. Okay. So if you see, there are about 150 artisans in South Africa, 150,000. So with a subscription of 500 a year, that's less than 50 rand a month, we get about 75 million. From that, we're just looking for 50% of that 150. So which comes back to 37. We used a web application. It's a web application and a mobile application. We use for AI, for face recognition, we use the IBM AI, API, as well as for the push notification to say if I request something now, I shall push a notification to a user's mobile phone. And also, we use machine learning. Machine learning is for aggregating the users with the highest rating, as well as the users closest to me. If I request a user, we've got a radius to say you can't request, we'll only show you artisans that are only 30 kilometers around you. Thank you.
All right, thank you, last member of the A team. While team Scratch Lab, Scratch Labs come to set up, can I announce that the next 2 teams on the top 10, can I? All right. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it's you solution. As the first one, can you please exit the room to the room next door? And then the other one, the other team that made it into the top 10 and will be presenting after you solution is Quadram Virus. All right, can you Can you cue the music while we load the presentation, please?
Now we have this.
This is a nice song. Yeah. What's this? T. What are these guys called? Cellmate.
Scratch labs.
Scratch labs.
Scratch with a K.
Good
Is it
afternoon.
at the bottom?
We are Scratch Labs, and basically what we do is use existing technologies to better our lives. So, can you just scroll down? Yes, so we have a problem now in our townships, and it's especially true for our other youth. You know, us kids, we like going out, we like partying and stuff like that. So this raises a lot of problems, just like theft in our communities, health emergencies, and also accidents. So if you just move down, we came up with a solution for this. Basically, what we are doing is we created an AI. And this AI will be using machine learning. We're teaching this AI using all the sensors on your phone. So it'll detect everything that you do on a daily basis, and then it'll just know that you're using the phone. So if I give the phone to someone else, it'll know I'm not the one using the phone. So I'll just skip on to the demo.
Relax, my guy. Relax, my
Can we
guy.
just approach the judge's desk? Okay, so this app basically has a panic button. It has a panic button, and then once you press the panic button, it sends a distress signal to the database and also to the front end. So if I press the panic button, you can set it to vibrate, and you can also set it to loud. So let's say someone's trying to steal your phone, and then you press the panic button, it'll, okay, let me just press it. And then it sends an SMS to someone, but unfortunately I can't send an SMS because I don't have network here. So it also has a feature which boils down to the AI. So this feature, basically, for now, since the AI is still young and we're still teaching it, we just started just this morning. So we're just shaking it is the only way I can get it to activate. So if I just shake my phone, activates the AI, and then switches off the display, locks the phone, so you can't open the phone and you can't remove the battery with today's latest phones, so you can't switch it off. So anyone trying to mug you will just get caught. Yeah.
Okay. So what happens is when this distraction signal gets sent, when it's triggered, it sends it to a backend web API. This is how it looks. It sends your name, your phone number, and the location of where it happened. So the location services, as you can see right here, it shows we are currently here. Because of services, we are here in MTN 14 app. So it opens it directly where we are and pinpoints it there. So correct authorities can come. If, let's say, you have an emergency of health, they are allowed to do that.
Okay, I'm here to take any questions if you guys have any questions. Thank you. Since we're just starting on it, we are planning on having it deployed on Google Play Store and have subscribers subscribe to it and then charge them a monthly fee. And we even thought it further and thought of having a potential sponsor like MTN sponsor us and then have that as a VAS, which is a value-added service. So all the MTN subscribers would have that as a free service since they are on the MTN network. So that's how we think of trying to make money out of it.
Your people listen.
What are you going to do to incentivize your response companies and ordinary people to partner with you so that they can respond to these incidents when an incident happens?
Okay, so our idea is basically job creation. So there'll be people working in the back end. So we also wanted to add voice over internet protocol whereby there'll be a button just next to the map here. So that button would enable audio. So that audio from the phone, whatever is being recorded from the phone is sent straight to, in real time, straight to the back end. So the person can listen in on what's happening. So if there's a distress call and maybe someone's saying, give me your phone, give me your phone. And then it's obviously someone trying to mug you. So that will be taken straight to the police. But then if it's something like maybe an irregular pattern whereby you were driving a car and then you came to an immediate stop. So it's obviously a car accident. So that will be sent straight to emergency services. Yes, it will be possible. Yeah, that would be nice. Huh? Thank you.
All right, thank you, Tim. Yeah. All right, I'm not going to pronounce that again. All right, now we have these guys. I'm not going to announce their name. They will introduce themselves.
Okay, greetings everyone. Our team name is called U Solutions, and the app we decided to make is called Spanner Manj. So the main issue that we're curtailing is, in preparation for TADHack, I spoke to people who work in the township, because I stay in Pimble, Soweto, and regarding painters, electricians, plumbers, most of the time people spend a lot of time looking for jobs rather than actually doing the jobs. So what we want to do is actually increase the productivity of this industry and also to add formalization. So the problem statement is that we want to boost township economic activity and equally develop service providers. Now, how are we going to do this? We're going to do this by using geolocation APIs to seek close proximity service providers and use AI for even distribution between all of these service providers. Now, the process on our app is that a service provider signs up in MTN stores, because MTN has over 400 call centers, and after that, the individual will put in their details. There'll be a database which we link up with, which does an ID verification. It also does a crime background check. And then after that, the employer then seeks for a service provider, and then we use the geolocation API to see who's closest to them. And then we use AI to distribute the jobs evenly so that no one gains more than the next person. And then upon completion, there'll be an SMS API, which is how the employer will then rate the employee who has completed the job. So the design that we use is that there'll be USSD for legacy phones, so old school phones, along with for non-app users. And the key parts for our application are artificial intelligence for real-time matching of these jobs in the market. And we use VoIP for confirmations. So when I choose a worker, the person who gets the job from me can VoIP call me to confirm that they're going to come and do the job. And then on the employee's end, the service provider, when he logs onto the USSD or onto the app, he then gets a job schedule of the following day. And this in turn improves his productivity. And then the SMS API is for rating to further improve the quality of the network as a whole. Now, our business canvas plan is that our key partners are obviously MTN for linking up with them in regard to the signing up of the people, and IBM for the database and for the AI, and service providers who will be providing these services in the townships, and the employers for high level of satisfaction. Now, the customer segments we're looking into are potentially self-employed people, township startups, formalizing informal businesses, households, and any general user, so it could be schools. And then from there, how do we ensure this? Through our key activities is by verifying the workers so that there's trust in the system, and then assurance audit per task commissioned, which is a rating system. Because, for example, I may hire a gardener, but he may do 2 jobs. He may cut the grass, he may cut a tree, but then he has a different rating for both. And then after that, the customer relationship management comes in by saying the employers on our app will use it and stick with it because there's job scheduling for them. So it improves their productivity. And the rating system, again, to ensure quality for future users who then join. Now, our cost structure is that we use the IBM cloud and the database, the background verification database for the users when signing up, and co-marketing with MTN. So through Please Call Me's, we could be advertising people in the areas.
All right, okay, I'm not going to ask him questions. So just before the judges could ask questions, I'd just like to quickly announce the next 2 teams on the top 10. And it's names that I can definitely pronounce. Ladies and gentlemen, the next team making it to the top 10 is Skaftin. Skaftin, go outside and prepare. And then they'll be followed by Team Utrecht. Utrecht also follow outside and start setting up. Judges?
Yeah.
I'm going to help you out here. Can you show us what the UI looks like, please?
Okay, so then here are the available services. These are the different jobs you get. You choose the first option, a gardener. And then you would get the different types of jobs for the gardener. I would take, for example, flower painting. And then there's a fee that I'm willing to pay for the job. And then I choose how much I'm willing to pay. And then after that, I choose a time frame in which I want the individual service provider to come and do the job. And then it's confirmed. And then the employee will then get a confirmation. And as you can see here, it's still loading. Yeah. Okay, so here is then the schedule for the employees. And this improves productivity for them, and they can confirm the jobs or cancel the jobs if anything comes up.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep this shift. Can you please cue the music for Team Captain?
Can I start? Evening, everybody. We are Team Quadramvirate, as it seems like people can't say our name. So, short meaning, it's a team of 4 awesome warriors. So I'm going to hand it to Tabang to explain the solution and the problem. Thank you.
Hi, while we're waiting for the slides, I just want to quickly want to share you how we think about like the police system like in South Africa. Okay, the system we're solving is currently South African, but it can be applied everywhere. So without any modification in the code and whatsoever. So currently in the police system, we're faced with multiple issues. Sometimes, I believe like most of us went to a police station and actually lodged a case, but somehow the docket got missing or somehow. So you wanna address that problem. And also number 2, we are aware that there are similar softwares like us, of which the one that we have developed, we believe that it's actually solving a much greater like solution to the public. For example, in the police system, like top authorities, they can ask hackers, or they can ask, or they can bribe developers to actually modify data or delete certain records in that. But with our solution, we're gonna show you how top authorities or whoever in the country or in the world cannot actually modify any data that goes through to the system. So we're keeping constant updates with sending SMSs. So whenever anything happens on the case, we actually update the user. And case assignment, that actually means that cases that have been taken into account to the system, they actually, we use algorithm to assign a case to a specific officer. So you don't just like select a case that you like, because like, you know, like family interest and things like that can actually manipulate the entire process of the case. And also reporting. So this is actually part whereby the police department gets to benefit from the reporting. We get to report about how many cases actually involve female, male, how many cases get solved, how many are pending and not being attended, and things like that. And also security. We actually, this is the base solution for our thing. We actually store data in using blockchain architecture, whereby you cannot go back and actually modify data or delete anything without unnoticed. So you can, okay, every time you want to delete data, it has to rehash the entire block. So it creates transparency and data integrity. So we're going to take you to the app.
Hi everyone. Just any volunteer with their phone number? I'm not gonna spam you. Okay.
Just use mine. 083
083 222 1410. Cool. So now this is like Imram, like the victim in this situation. So now the police department will actually capture your details, and then from that point you actually receive the SMS as you just did now. Okay.
You want me to read it out?
If you want.
Okay, it says, I'm Ululi. Your case number is COP 146 blah blah blah, and use your ID number to check your face on us.
Oh, thank you. You're far too kind. Anyway, Team U-Track, where are you? Team U-Track. U-Track is not here. So what do we do? Let me see, do I even have a signal? No, we don't know what to do with them. But we'll decide when we get the signal. Yeah, so we'll make a decision on U-Track to see where they are, but we might have to get the second next team up. So, judges, you have a mic there.
Thank you, Tiani. You guys took time to get to what are you really addressing. So in a nutshell, give us what problem are you addressing and what is the solution? 30 seconds.
So what we're trying to address is the solution, this thing of missing dockets and stuff, and that you can manipulate the system. So what we're using is for every docket that you keep track of, we save it in a blockchain of which you cannot remove it. So every time we need an audit, you can go back there and do it. Get it.
Another 30 seconds, take us through your platform.
So we're using,
Just after someone receives the SMS, when Kululi receives the SMS, what happens?
so after that point, we have a detective UI where they actually get to see the assigned tasks, randomly assigned, of course. So from that point, they can actually see that are they actually working on certain tasks, and they can be able to click on updates to be able to notify the victims about the proceedings of the cases and stuff like that. And with that in mind, we have monitoring analytics to ensure that station commanders can actually see that if the police officers are actually keeping track of their cases in terms of, I think it also motivates the police officers as well to say, okay, now we need to really protect the people of this country as we also being monitored so that we can be able to do our job.
We're going to list the API because we have already built an API which is there, it's working, so we're going to list the API.
So basically, like anywhere in the world, obviously, like you're gonna have like a detective number and the ID number of the client, so you can actually use it like on your system. So we will go through like our API, but unfortunately, I remember it's here, and we don't have time. Yeah.
Quadrivirate.
Can you please spell it?
Okay, guys, exit this way. You'll go do spelling bee with Misho later.
Come.
You know, speaking of Misho, oh, thank you. You know, speaking of Misho, this guy is a horrible friend. He's always saying that, Tiani, you're always eating, but you never gain weight. You know, so apparently I love food. Maybe I do love food. Maybe that's why I was rushing to Scaftin before Scaftin gets here. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Team Scaftin.
Thank you very much, Mr. MC. My name is Sebastian Yankee. This is Naruto. Fabrice, and together we are the Immortals, and we've built a product called Scaftin. So Scaftin is built on a very powerful African premise of sharing and giving. And basically, Scaftin is a trustless parcel forwarding and receiving smart box built for the township economy. The way it works is that, well, Ned will give us a bit of background about how it works and the technology, but the way it works is that you can basically send something anywhere in South Africa, but most importantly to higher risk communities and environments which normal courier companies don't necessarily want to go to. That's a bit about our team. We've been friends for a while. It's a bit about the market. So there's a lot of companies that are active in the courier and logistics space, but none necessarily support and do business in middle income, low income communities. And we intend to address that market with our other partners. We're like literally 2 other companies doing this. So yeah, Ned, go for it.
Hi guys, I'm Ned. My actual name is Neruda, but my friends call me Ned, so I don't have glasses. We're going to be demonstrating. Unfortunately, we couldn't show the app on the screen, but firstly, I want to speak about a story that I think a lot of people here will resonate with. How the city of Joburg was built was through miners coming into the big city, and they still had to work and send stuff back home. Now, that's a big economy that still runs the city and runs every other city within Africa. There are a lot of immigrants that come into this country, and they have to remit money and goods to other countries. Now, courier services have been very expensive, and it's usually because of the risk that's involved in transporting these items. Now, Gogo, whenever she wants to receive anything from her son in Joburg working in a mine, usually has to receive it from a friend of that miner who's going back home. That trust is an element that we have always had as people and communities. We are trying to scale that trust and say a person in a township can reduce the risk of a gift being sent because they understand the ecosystem and the people that they live with enough to make the delivery easy. I'm going to quickly run through the application and how it works. So we built this with Swift and it runs on iOS as a demonstration. We are Apple guys, but we'll be building an Android app soon. And we also have USSD. You will be able to, this is how you register. You go onto the application. It takes all your information, and we use an API called This Is Me to verify that your ID details are exactly who you are. And then after you registered, you go on to the next page where you will then have a screen. So you see those are the 3 different sectors that we are trying to affect. There's a Kasi representative, a person in a Kasi in Soweto who has the trust of being able to take your parcel to the recipient and understands the risk that's involved. He's a community leader. The second person is an Uber driver who has capacity because they went to Midrand to go and make a delivery. Now when they're coming back home to where they have to rank, that capacity that they have can be utilized to take that parcel back if that thing is within their route. And we use artificial intelligence to do predictive analysis and routing. After that, you then, I'll demonstrate the Rep My Kasi, which is represent my hood. You go in there, you have to specify your location. Unfortunately, we ran this in a demo previously, so my location is already set. And then you all ready. Then you come in. I will have to use this phone to demonstrate other things, but this is the demonstration that works.
Okay, cool. So I've got the task of rushing. Oh, the cool stuff was still coming, but okay. Okay, cool. Questions, I guess.
Yeah, the cool stuff.
Okay, cool. So basically the IoT aspect, because we use IoT as a mechanism to actually affect the de-risking mechanism. So basically we track the location of the actual parcel. We track whether or not the parcel has been unlocked, and we'll have different versions that will track different things like temperature, humidity, etc., etc. And basically what we built is a mechanism where we have a GSM module that pretty much updates every 20 seconds to the IBM cloud service, which basically will allow us to pretty much expose it to other players like Amazon and Takealot, etc., etc. So what that means is that we can actually open up the whole world of online shopping into the township, and more importantly, the other way around too, where township providers can pretty much push products to the formal sector. So our product is obviously it's generic, But the idea is based on our market research, as we understand the systems better, we'll refine our sensors and pretty much, and include the blockchain as a mechanism to help with dealing with stakeholders and creating this trusted environment where everybody can see clearly what's going on. And not relying on people, relying on sensors and technology. And that's pretty much the cool stuff, right?
All right, so what if I'm sending a double bed and a fridge and a microwave to my grandmother and she stays uphill?
If eventually, as the business matures and as we onboard courier agents who might be coming from the conventional courier industry onto our system, with safe boxes, the size that would accommodate a bed, and hopefully Fabrice can build something that's going to be able to accommodate a bed and design something, we'll scale to those sort of parcels. But we'll start small. We'll start with the smaller, less than 5 kgs, less than 10 kgs, and we'll build up.
I'm asking because I didn't see any specification of the size or the weight of the package that one wants to send.
Yeah, so basically how we would have designed it, of course, is based on the numbers, etc., etc. We'll have different packages, so we have different volumes. And in the case of a bed, it's like shipping. Obviously, when you're shipping stuff, there's ways you can actually measure the weight, etc., etc. So basically, obviously, based on our market research, etc., we'll design different scuffed-in versions. Okay,
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, so everyone is tired, right? Who's super tired? Well, I know this team here is definitely super tired. They've been sitting here the whole time. They could not remember that their project is called Utrecht. Yeah. The joke is on you. So, we are going to have Team Utrecht, but while Team Utrecht sets up, here are the last 2 teams of the top 10
Drum roll.
of the TADHack.
Drum roll.
Chief, when are you taking a vacation?
1st of December.
You should probably, there's some service called, ladies and gentlemen, shot left. Shot left, please go outside and prepare. Shot left, project shot left.
Go to the left. Short left.
Wait, what's happening? Short left, can you quickly take a left and... Yeah, just take a short left. And ladies and gentlemen, the last team to make it to the top 10 of the TADHack Johannesburg 2018 is Team Overleaf. Overleaf, excuse us, please. Excuse us. Just excuse us to the next room. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tech Survey, working on Project Utrecht. I hear you are in grade 11. Did you do your homework?
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Tech Savvy Kids, and you are here to solve a huge problem. We live in a society where human tracking is a very huge problem to us. So we came up with a solution where we created a tracking app that tracks your daily activities and your routine. My fellow will...
So, good afternoon, everyone. Well, more on the resources we use like Google Maps API in order to like get the geofences that we need in order to like be able to access our roads, and in order to like for the user to be able to sign in and log in their credentials so that they can be able to have that specific range of geofence. So what I noticed today was like a lot of people use geofence in like different ways. Like, well, they were different and then kind of similar,
But then what led to us using geofence and from the beginning is we saw an ad Debonair's. So we decided since they used API like Google Maps, so we might as well try to use it for good. So
our app will include a feature that is easy response. If it happens, if you're in an unusual place, it will send you a warning on alert using using means of communication such as text messages or using our app. So if you don't respond in a certain time, it will send alerts to your emergency contacts, and if they don't know the place you are, they will our app will send to emergency services. We also created a blog where real life victims can share their stories and how they survived, so that there will be a clear communication between us, the users of our application.
So what we also noticed is that not everyone is using smartphones. There are people still dwelling on the older versions of phone, 2G phones. So we decided since you can also track a 2G phone using telecommunication towers using altitude and latitudes. So we decided maybe we can locate that person using not having to use Google Maps, but then using the telecommunications. So that was made possible. And then as in for communicating with them, we used the API for the SMS key. So that was what made possible by the MTN API key.
Okay, guys, what I realized is a lot of people, they complain about having Debonair's pizza arrive early at your house rather than the SAPs, So what we did is we actually developed the application to actually be able to call upon the local security companies. Even if you're not subscribed to the companies, then you can just click on the, right now there's the web APK on the web that we're using already. It's been distributed to the judges. Or that thing, when you click on it, it selects options. Is it a house robbery that's happening? Or you can hear someone who's opening up your door and you know that you're alone. And now what's going to happen is that it's going to call up the nearest 5-kilometer radius security companies. So you can get help real quick rather than staying on a phone call with the SAPs for 12 minutes and getting marked or being had by the guys. So.
Yeah, how are you going to make money?
Okay, as you have said, we are going to collaborate. Actually, we are going to let security companies partner with us, and they can subscribe in our application, and then they can be able to actually get in touch with the local communities. So they can have their own local bases around a few communities, and then all the time, whenever, this is pretty much like Uber, but now you're not calling up the transport, you're calling up for your security, make sure that the radius of the distance when the whole thing, the scene is happening, is pretty much quick and you get quick response. And it could be the same as when someone is following you as a lady, or you're feeling unsafe already, and then you can actually click on the thingy, and then it automatically alert those guys, and it's going to open up your Google Map API, and it's going to send them your location. So whenever you're moving, they can see where you are, So yeah, that's the main plan. Okay.
Have you thought about making it possible to link it to a wearable such that in an emergency, you don't have time to open an app. A gun is pointed to your head. Can I just press a button, which will do the rest, which is linked to the app?
Oh yes, we thought about that, but we are looking at the township, Looking at most townships in South Africa having a low
economy, like when it comes to finance and all that. So we thought, okay, no, let's just develop an app, because I don't think a lot of domestic workers would want to give up their little children's very costly watch that they could roam around, because you know how thugs are. They could just take that watch and resell it to somewhere, like to another place.
That's
so
fine.
that was the main.
I meant low-cost wearable. Look at Kasi. Kasi has the same concept where they've got a low-cost wearable that you can.
All right, thank you, Tech Savvy. And that, ladies and gentlemen, for those of us who left high school many years ago, that's how English paper 2 sounds like. And
You need prayers, son. You seriously need prayers.
I'm going to need protection after this. Okay, so now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a team in here. This is short left. So they're just telling me, we're just conversing, nothing important. They're just telling me that Short Left is the name of their app. And what's your team name?
Hungry Wolves. Hungry Wolves.
Hungry Wolves. Oof.
That's a dog, bruh. That's a dog.
I grew up in the city.
That's a dog. What was the previous
Okay,
team?
so we are the Hungry Wolves, and we identified a problem in the township area. Basically, I have also suffered with this problem when I was, back in the days when I used to use taxis, because taxis goes round the block again and again, waste petrol, waste time, and basically they don't utilize the resources properly, and this results in a lot of loss for the company and for the client that's using it, because we don't get to work on time, and we have to leave a certain time before, I need to leave this time so I can make it to work at this time. So we have decided to come up with a solution to design an app, or basically a system that can assist in efficiently managing the transportation system for public.
Okay, thank you. So our solution is an app that basically where you can book your seat, book your driver, and book the taxi. So they're saying, I'm going to know exactly what time the taxi is going to pick me up. I know exactly what route that taxi is going to take, and I know exactly, the exact pinpoint where I need to go stand in order for the taxi to pick me up. This will ensure that the taxi knows, okay, my taxi is going to be full exactly at this specific time. Hence, I'm not going to be late for work. I'm always going to be on time. I'm not going to wait for 2-3 hours at that point where the taxi needs to pick me up. This will also save petrol. This will save time. And we also have a rating system. So if the taxi drivers drive safe and good, they get a rating. So the passenger will rate them according to how they drive. This will hence them also, the association who employ the taxi drivers will then maybe give them a bonus. And this will promote more taxi drivers to also drive safely on the roads. So that means everyone's safe on the roads. Better taxi drivers, better road safety. So we have a mobile app that you do the request on demand in real time with a pickup, drop-off location, and you also pay for your ride. So that will ensure your seat in the taxi, and that will ensure the taxi driver has all time, every time, a full taxi before it will depart the pickup location. So we have also a USD system that is for the people who don't have a smartphone. So we have an app for smartphone, and then a USSD for people who don't have a smartphone.
Monetizing our app was actually very simple. We have a rating system that already rates the best routes that are very popular as well as have the best drivers. We've all seen those taxis that have OUTsurance logos plastered all over them. Well, our solution is we can give the taxi association the system for free if they agree to allow us to allow other advertisers to advertise on their taxis, while we and both us and the taxi association get a cut from the advertising fee. If the association does not agree with that, they can pay us our normal fee to run the service.
Okay, so I'm going to quickly have a demo of the app. So on this app, there's a map. So you're going to get your current location. So current location. And then you're going to type in your location where you need to be dropped off. Let me just type it in. Okay, so there's the drop-off location. And then you're going to say how many passengers, because when you have luggage, you take an extra person's seat. Okay, so we're going to say just one, and then we're going to book it. So on our APIs, we have a working API. So at this moment, the API just registered a new request, a new booking. Okay, and now we're going to pay via airtime on our phone. So we're just going to type in our number, and then it's going to pay the taxi driver with our airtime. So it's time, well, it's paid now. We can show our API, but yes, it's all registered, all working, and yeah.
How are you going to convince taxi drivers to sign up for your app?
Okay, so the way I would convince a taxi driver to sign up is if I get a good rating as a taxi driver, that means I get more income. So hence, if I get more income, I will want to sign up. If I don't just get the normal flat rate, and I know I will get a bonus if I just safely on the road.
This way, this way, this way, this way, this way. Come on, this way, this way, this way, this way. How about that, hey? Those girls were running things here. I saw the girls, they were running things here. So, who runs the world? Yeah, I had to say it. I just had to say it. You know, there are people who always point out things. There's always that somebody. So how are you going to convince the taxi drivers? And then when we mistake, it's like autocorrect. You mistake a wolf to a dog. Someone had to point it. My goodness. It's the kind of society we live in. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the last team in the top 10 to present is called Overleaf.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone, and to our judges over here. We come from Kasi, so we know very well the struggle in Kasi. So this is the problem that we have identified in Kasi. Imagine yourself, you want to apply for a credit loan, and what you need to bring is your proof of residence, ID copy, bank statements, and obviously those are very important to actually verify your identity and to actually check your financial status. So the problem we're trying to solve here is sitting on the long queues, especially at the banks, to get your bank statements, fraudulent or corrupt documents that one can tamper, and obviously inconvenience of traveling up and down to get documents. And also, okay, so the solution that we want to bring, that we propose, is building the intelligent centralized system. So this will be web-based. So what it does, it retrieves the verified documents from the banks, for example, if you want your bank statement. And of course, we will use technologies like cloud computing We make sure that we ensure that the technologies is tough because we're talking about people's data, and obviously make sure that the integration is there to integrate with different parties. And obviously when I use artificial intelligence to analyze the data to come to understanding of your credit score and the like. So these are the security measures. So we've got two-way authentication, which we're gonna use the secret key, fingerprint, live scan, and trusted partners. So we believe that is part of security because trusted partners are the people that we can trust. We believe that the documents they'll give us is actually legit. So who is our target client? So target clients is the retailers, manufacturing, car dealerships, and these guys contribute about 100 billion in the South African economy. And these are the users. So our users, it's the youth or adults, self-employed and employed. So these are the people who will be using our systems. So we do have a revenue stream. I'll say skip that one, we'll get back to it. So we've validated a market. We know that there's appetite for this market. I'm not gonna go deep into it. Please move. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. I want to take questions from you. I like it to be, interactive. And maybe before that, let us show you the demo, what we have here.
So basically, I'm logging in as admin at game. So this guy is an admin at game. As you can see, his name is Nkosi Morris. So this is the same system here. As soon as I click in, the customer will arrive at game and say, I want to buy something on credit. And then I'll ask for the ID. He's entering the ID. I'm entering the ID as the admin. And then I hit enter. After I hit enter, the customer will get an SMS on this phone there. So the SMS is in, you can read the key, and then this guy will punch in the key that side. Can you read out the key? Because we don't have time. 6550. Hit it. Okay, so after this, the guy will put in the fingerprint on the system, and then we go into his dashboard. So basically, another thing you have to know is that we don't store anyone's data. So after the user gives us his fingerprint, we have an API that will go to all the departments, to the banks, and to SARS and everywhere to get your information, right? We don't store the information on our database. We just have them here so that the service provider can download your details. So this guy can click on ID copy. ID copy. So when you click here, the provider can see this guy's ID. Close it, man. This guy can see that guy's ID or the bank statements, right? So on the banks here, you can see this guy has two banks, right? He has two banks. So we can ask you which bank must we use, and then you tell us, and then we select the correct bank. If you go to analyze, you can see some cool stuff. Okay, questions?
Okay. Thanks for that. I just wanted to tell us what's the API you're going to use for identity theft, because there are people out there with multiple IDs, and also tell us the cool stuff while you're at it.
So as you saw, we have 3-factor authentication. First thing is your ID, and then your number, and then your fingerprint. So there's no way that you can cut someone's finger and come to the bank and say, you want to buy.
But the nice thing about this,
yeah,
is you trust the bank. That's why you have a bank account. Otherwise, you won't. Oh, so the cool thing about this system for the API stuff, you trusted your bank well enough to go there and give them your documents. So that's why you have a bank account. You can withdraw cash. So what we exactly do, we just hit the bank API with all the details that is required. Therefore, from the bank, that's where we'll get your data and all the information that is needed.
Any more questions, please, guys?
Because obviously the retailer our system will hit the API. As you saw, we get the verification. Can I just show the demo? Can you go back to the website? So as you can see, what was the key again? 6550, yeah. As you can see here, we have the person who validated the document. So we can see this document is from Johannesburg Water, this from Nedbank. Scroll down a bit. Scroll down a bit. this one is it's from InfoSlip. This is a payslip. So this is valid information because you know that you have your proof of residence from the Johannesburg water, and you are there at game, so you can see this is indeed my document.
This works well for people who have ability to have proof of address. What about those people in rural areas who don't have proof of address?
No.
All right. Okay, and those were the top 10 teams, ladies and gentlemen. Can we please give them a hand of applause? So, what has been happening with this hackathon, some technologies were put into test. There were some wonderful partners who also helped out as well. So what's going to happen is there is a hackathon winner, but from the sponsors, there are teams. Even if your team did not make it in the top 10, your team has many opportunities to win in the other prizes by the sponsors. Some really great prizes. So, right now, the only person standing between us and the cocktail party, well, actually people, it's the MTN people. All right, so we're going to announce the winner of the MTN Internal Challenge, and for that, I would like to call on Mrs. Natasha Abe. And then,
Okay, so we had 3 internal categories of MTN staff that joined the hackathon, and they had specific customer challenges that they had to address, not necessarily the same topic around the township challenge. So they really did look, all 3 teams looked at the right categories and the right volumes of customer impact, but the team we felt had the most impact was, and the winner then, is Team Epic. So I believe, guys, you need to quickly present according to the team. So the floor is yours.
thank you.
Cool. So the one thing that all South Africans actually struggle with is, or the main queries we all have, is hashtag, where is my airtime? So we looked at how can we help consumers, how can we protect them from actually getting robbed off, or how can we help them actually solve this problem? So anyway, okay, cool. So the outline for this presentation is obviously we'll give context and background, the design approach, the solution, as well as the financial viability of this solution that we have. So as MTN, we adopted the Bright strategy, and we'll be focusing on B, which is the best customer experience for this solution. So some context and background is that we done a bit of analysis, and in our call centers, from social media, phone calls, as well as from emails, we had over 200,000 queries just based on content services. We have recently installed a two-way authentication, which actually brought that number down to 100,000. But can we do more? And this is our design approach that we have. So basically, a user will click on a WAS service knowingly or unknowingly. This will hit the WAS service. The WAS service then will hit our ledger, Hyperledger. And how our Hyperledger works is that both parties need to authenticate in order for a transaction to go through. So what will happen is the WAS service will get the request, it will send it to our Hyperledger, and will sit in our Hyperledger until the user then goes into our MyMTN app, then either approves or declines the WAS service, and that will then hit our WAS service in order to bill him or not. So we'll do now a quick demonstration of just how the application will actually look like. So we'll just put in your cell phone number, and it'll just give you all the list of all your service providers at the moment, like all the stuff that you have. You can either reject or accept. Of course, and then it'll give you a list of all the subscribe stuff, so then you can either unsubscribe or you can do whatever from there. Cool, so the reason why we chose the name Epic, because we spoke to Natasha and she gave us a nice idea behind it, is that is a solution easy enough for everybody to use? And yes, it will be very easy because we'll be educating our customers about content services, and they can actually see what is content services and what they actually subscribe to or not subscribe to. Is it personal? Yes, it is, because all the people can actually see what content services is available and what they're actually using. And then obviously the customer is in control because they can actually add or remove services as they want. And yeah, the airtime will not disappear anymore, so that's the in control part of it. Cool, next one. Okay, financial viability. So how this will help us is it will reduce churn, so people will not cancel contracts with us anymore, and it will also reduce frustration, so that means we'll have a lot more customers on our network. The personal benefit is obviously customers in control, and the service benefit of this is because at the moment you'll have to dial *141 *5 hash, go to content services, list all the services, go into each one of those services, and then unsubscribe and go do that over and over and over again. So this application will actually help us to have it all in one place. The product benefit is we can actually use the data that we actually captured from the customer, and we can either upsell them on, say you subscribe to a lot of music stuff, so we'll sell you data bundles, music data bundles, or you do a lot of videos, so we'll send you a video data bundle. Or we can actually sell this product off to our vendors, and then they then can use that data to actually use it. And if you get this Hyperledger working and 100%, the possibilities of this actually working or scaling up is actually much more. So instead of having a ROS service, you can actually have a house shop over there. So a user will go into the spaza shop, house shop, and he'll be like, I would want some bread and milk. That user then, the shop owner, will go into either my MTN business app, or we can just have a USSD code, some arbitrary thing like it will be *31, whatever, star your cell phone number, star the amount that you actually want to deduct from that person, hit hash. That will then go to our Hyperledger, and then it will sit in our Hyperledger. The user then will go into my MTN app, either approve or decline that amount. We will then incentivize them to say that you'll get after 100 Rand, you'll get 100 megabytes. That person will then approve the transaction, then will go to the house shop, then they can release the products off to them. So if we can really get this Hyperledger up and working, that's the possibilities in the future for this.
Thanks for solving my problems. Just another good idea is, as I suggested yesterday, look at the issues in the unauthorized debit orders from the bank perspective, and you can extend the idea to that.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello, everybody. Judges, please can I ask you to meet Alicia and Yusuf in the VIP room, if you wouldn't mind just popping through there. So guys, just what we're going to do right now is just have the judges do a final deliberation in case some scores kind of worked out as a draw. And they'll make a final call and be back in here in like 5 or 10 minutes, and then we'll do the final prize giving. Okay, everyone cool with that? All right, so while we're up here, we've got 10 minutes to kill. I don't want to let you all go out and, you know, we'll struggle to get you all back because there's a party and there's alcohol and la, 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 la. So, yeah, guys, just I'm disappointed. I saw these apps and I'm really, really, really disappointed. Where's the fart Zam? What happened to fart Zam? I asked, I prompted, and nothing. Nothing. Okay. All right, so look, it's not like I came up here, but please, while we're here, I think we need an app for Tiani. Okay? Animal sounds. All right? According to Tiani, a wolf goes woof. That means lions go cockle-doodle-doo. Cats go ow. Okay, please, we need something. Help a brother out there, asseblief toch man. Okay, Tiani, wolf, dog. It's all of that hotness, I think, that's working on him. You know? All right. That young lady there, please come here. I need to talk about you a little bit. I don't know where she went for training on timekeeping, but I suspect it was in Germany, and there was a Gestapo member that taught her to do timekeeping. Did you hear that? I felt sorry for the guys. They came up here, you still midway taught. Stop! Even the judges were scared. I saw that one auntie, her eyes went like this when she was screaming, stop! But at least for every joke that Tiani told, she laughed. Okay, so at least I want to know how much he paid her. Guaranteed. Ma'am, timekeeping. Okay.
Well done, Sina.
That was good. Oh wait, you know what I did? Just to be fair, I didn't do a proper greeting and stuff, and to observe protocol, I do believe there's some folks from the department here and some folks from the department. So just to observe all protocol. So, ma'am, Your Honor, my lady, whatever I have to say is done, okay? I'm covered. I have a joke. Knock, knock. Java. You guys are supposed to be coders in what? You should know that. You don't say, that's why it took so long to say Java. Now I'm worried about this a lot. You folks are developers and all. It's slow, guys. Let me explain it again. Oh, did you get it now? Let me start over with a joke. I said, knock, knock. You said, who's there? I took a long time to answer, and then I said, you get it now? Now you can all laugh. One at a time. Yo. Tough. Okay, what I wanted to get was experiences. Okay, so if you haven't kind of pitched or spoken about apps or anything like that, yes, Tiani? Are you coming to tell us you know what sound a dog makes? No.
Yeah, I just have a quick announcement.
Okay.
Stop it. Just a quick announcement. There's a cool device for the person who will tweet the most. The competition starts right now.
What's this?
Tweet. Yes.
Oh, the person who
best
tweeted
content,
the most.
And also best content as well.
Okay. So not just photos of you that's been tweeted all the time. That's also fine. That's considered best. Take photos, just tweet. Go mal. But just remember the hashtag. I mean, it hasn't changed since yesterday. Hashtag TADHack Johannesburg. And we were trending yesterday morning, am I right? So hopefully you can get us back up there. But look, guys, I mean, what I wanted to do was just kind of get some experiences and how people felt the TADHack went. What was good? What, how you felt? What do you think we could change next year? Let's hear from some of you. So, Gerardus, what did you think? What did you enjoy about the TADHack?
I enjoyed all the like-minded people and everybody coming together to solve not just our issues, but world issues and around the world, and being part of an event worldwide, I think that was special as well. And us being the biggest one is also cool.
Awesome. What about you, sir? What did you enjoy most?
I just enjoyed the sleepless nights. Even my eyes are just still. Yeah, that's the only thing. Dude. Yeah.
How many sleepless nights? This guy, how many sleepless nights did you have? One. This guy's going on like he was on Robben Island for 27 years, never slept. No, I had sleepless nights, 27 years. Wow. One night, Papa. You say it felt so long. But this is when you're supposed to get lost in what you're doing and just coding, and you must enjoy it. It's draining your energy. And the oxygen bar didn't even help. No, you need more help than we thought you needed. Ne? So, what about you?
The food was very good.
The food. Okay, so top marks to the organizers and whoever put it together. Who did the cooking? Lungi. Lungi, come over here. Lungi did all the cooking from yesterday. She was slaving away in the kitchen and all that kind of stuff. So give a round of applause to Lungi. Lungi did all the cooking. And nogal in Louis Vuitton boots on top of it. So, I mean, imagine. So you wanted to comment?
I said the coffee was awesome the whole weekend.
Also the coffee machine, that Lungi also organized the coffee machine. She was brewing and making the beans and burning it there in the back and all that. That was all Lungi's doing. So, well, thanks to whoever organized the coffee. All right, ma'am, let's hear from you. What did you enjoy about the TADHack? Yo. If I can tell you, you know that story about if looks could kill? I'm going to be in ICU already. Ma'am, what did you think of the TADHack?
It wasn't bad, actually.
Wasn't bad. People are talking about the coffee, the food, the late nights, the partying. All you can say is that, meh, wasn't bad. You fried. Okay, sleeping right now. And not even coffee or a Red Bull's going to help, okay? So we just heard it was right. It's right. She needs matchsticks so she can keep her eyes open. So what did you think of the TADHack?
I'm about to enjoy the alcohol.
Just waiting for the alcohol. I wonder if there's alcohol. I hope there's alcohol. Otherwise, a whole lot of sad, tired people. And I'll be nar on top of it. Okay, sir, what did you think about it?
It was okay, but no torrents. No heater. I'm sending my medical bill for flu, eh? Yes.
You worry about the heater. All this insulation that you got here, Papa, you don't have to worry about the heater. Huh? He's self-built. Check this man here. Passed out. God. Passed out. Can't even ask him about it. Gone. So now I know you feel, ma'am. Sure, man. You're not alone. This hacking is not for you, boss. Huh? Is it that bad? Broken. No, serious. All you can say is just ish. Was it that bad? What? So this okay is page 404. I think, who's taking this man home? I hope he's not driving. You must use that, what was the app that was here? To book a taxi and what. Is it up and running, the short left? Because people can use that. I hope you're not driving, boss. Okay, you sorted. Okay, because this man is going to be falling off to sleep. He's already has. My man, what did you think of the TADHack?
For me, it was quite interesting. For the first time, being part of IT stuff and then being top 10, it's quite amazing. Not knowing even hacking and stuff like that.
You just had to casually throw the fact that he's in the top 10 in, just casually. Just casually, being a part of a top 10, wah. Okay, my man, what did you think of it, Andres?
Everything was cool. It was my first time too, and the experience was dope.
Just out of interest, who's first time at a TADHack? I just want to kind of look around. At this type of an event, first time? Okay, so you guys have done this kind of thing before. But this is your first time at an MTN TADHack. Okay, let me walk around here because just now someone says they're feeling left out. I never asked them. Da, da, da. Oh, Vlasi, what's your experience, buddy?
My experience, it was great. It was great. I think from the teams I spoke to, I like the energy. Yeah, so keep it up. If you made it, if you didn't make it, work on your products more. Great energy, guys.
So the reason I know this man is we work together. He's an amazing statistician and a data analyst. So if you want somebody and you need help with the data analytics and the stat stuff, Chris is your man. Check him out, get his number and all that stuff. Boss, who said time out? Now he's running away now because he knows what's coming for him. You got him back at some stage. How you say time out to the man holding a microphone? I come for you. Wag. Just tell me when he's back at his seat. Need to think of what to say to him. All right, over here, my man. What did you think of the event?
I enjoyed the rapper who rapped, yes, last night. It's a hackathon. It's a hackathon. One more time from the rapper from MTN.
Who was the rapper? Where was the rapper? Okay, you don't have a choice now. I mean, I need to hear what's going on here now. Okay, the first thing I have to say is that I'm hoping that the rapping is better than the style here with green socks and flip-flops. Okay, that's all I'm hoping for. All right, are you ready? Okay, we need it. He says, wait, hold on. These guys are half asleep. You asking them to clap. Okay, let's go.
Check. Okay, MTN, here's a place to be. We got the yellow caps. We got, we clear. It's like, it's a hackathon. You know we're crazy. It's a hackathon. We know we're crazy. MTN is the place to be. We got the yellow caps. Now I'm feeling sleep. It's a hackathon. It's a hackathon. Okay, covered in wet, never penance is close. Awaken about it, no hole, we don't low. Never by the hand of the second of the song. We got the rail boy, it gives you wings. It's a hackathon. What? It's a hackathon. I can't hear you. It's a hackathon. MTN, what? MTN. Now tell everybody that you know about the live version of what? I'm done. Thank you.
It's a hackathon. Johnny, it's a hackathon, boss. We got a Red Bulls and it gives you wings. Never mind. Okay, where were we? How far we were the judging, Tian? Did you want to just check with the guys and let us know? I'm going to check my WhatsApp. Okay. Just hold on, I'm checking my WhatsApp, guys. It's a hackathon. Tell your friends. Wow, hackathon. Okay, so we're done. All right. Okay, so the moment has come. It's a hackathon. We're just waiting for the judges. Come, guys, on our best behavior. We were very well behaved. Yeah, it is. Okay, so there's a range of prizes, and okay. Is there any representative from TCS? Yeah. Yeah, can we have a gent here from TCS? Let's give a round of applause to the folks from TCS to say thank you for everything that you guys have did and offered us over the last 2 days. And we've got 3 prizes for TCS, right? From TCS. And there are vouchers as well as some TCS goodies. So listen up carefully. The first prize from TCS, which is I'm assuming that's 3,000 Rand, right? Vouchers and TCS goodies. And that team is Society X. Team Society X. Hey. No medical bills, you got vouchers now, you can't complain, you must use the vouchers to pay for your medical bills. Buy a blanket and a jacket. All right, let's give it up for Society X, ladies and gentlemen. All right, the second prize from TCS, a 2,000 Rand voucher and some TCS goodies goes to, do you want some more photos? Yeah. Okay, all right. It's a hackathon. Just so you know. While you guys were out here, we had a young rapper in here doing his thing. And now it's stuck in my head like an earworm. Tonight I'm going to be laying in bed and I'm going to be thinking, it's a hackathon. All right, okay. The 2,000 Rand voucher and the TCS goodies goes to Team Overleaf. All right. It's a hackathon. For the last category. Oh. Is Twitter? Is Twitter? Okay, cool. All right, so just so you know, for those of you that are, going crazy on the tweets and the Twitter feeds, we're giving away a Huawei P20 Lite, right? So is that for the, I just want to make sure. Tiani, is this for the best?
Twitter, yes. So start.
This is the person who does the best tweets. Okay, so you're still in it. Anybody can win it, all right? We still got a couple of prizes that I've got to give away, so you still have a chance to kind of win this one. Judges are not eligible. A check finger wants to sticking out his phone and starting to tweet and all that stuff. Okay, the next prize, this is the final prize from TCS, and again, a round of applause for TCS, thank you. And this is a 1,000 Rand voucher and TCS goodies, and this goes to the Tech Savvy Kids. Where are the Tech Savvy Kids? Tech Savvy. There you go. Woohoo! These guys make me feel so inadequate. Can I just say? I got socks older than them, and they're busy tweeting and coding and all that kind of stuff, and I don't know my APIs from my TCISs. All right. A round of applause for the Tech Savvy Kids, guys. Okay, now, next up, thank you very much, guys. Have we got a representative from IBM here? Anyone here from IBM? Oh, there we go, representative from IBM. So, this is a voucher as well, and this goes for the best use of an IBM API, am I right? Okay, so, sorry?
IBM APIs and technology.
Okay, so for the use of the IBM APIs and the technology, a voucher, and this goes to the team that created the app Scuffed In. Nothing better to wake you up than a voucher, right? And hearing your name. Let's give it up for, what was the team's name again? The Immortals. All right, let's give it up for the Immortals, ladies and gentlemen. It's Apollo, Zeus, and Creed. From the... Okay, now this is a special award. And if I thought the Rising Stars made me feel, if I thought that the tech-savvy kids made me feel inadequate, yeah, guys, I think I'm just gonna climb to the top of the building and jump off after handing out this prize. Because this prize is a special judge's prize for a rising star of the future. Okay. And this is not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but 10,000 rand. That is gonna go to Sifiso, a 14-year-old young gentleman who's going home with 10 grand. Now that's something to tweet about, people. Dude, that is amazing. Whoa, wait, we need you to give a speech and stuff, man. So every day you walk away with 10 grand just for doing what you like? Okay, let me first ask you a question. How does it feel?
Yeah. There's no need to worry about homework. I've already done it. Yeah.
And you don't get here by not doing your homework, boss. Yeah. Any advice for the old people in this room around where they're going and what they should be doing and what drives you? Let me ask you that question. What drives you to do what you do?
I think what drives me is the fact that I don't really know everything. So I just want to know something. It's the hunger of knowledge that drives me.
That is a beautiful little comment there. The guys want to take a shot with him. If there's something to learn there, and it's often been said, I'll let the photos be taken with this young lad. All right, let's give it up for Sifiso, ladies and gentlemen. That is amazing. Well done, man. Keep it going. I loved his comment about the hunger for knowledge, and that's what drives him. Because in the world that we live in today, there's nobody knows everything. You know, yes, I know you can say, I can take up my phone and I can Google it and all that kind of stuff. But there's some stuff that even Google doesn't know. And it's the stuff that you've got to go and search for and find out. And it's often said that in the future, when you're preparing for careers that don't even exist yet, curiosity is probably the best kind of skill that you can develop in yourself. And that's what gets you solutions. So thank you for Sifiso for reminding us that. Let's give a young man a round of applause. That was great. Okay, on to some other prizes now. And this is another Wowie, the Wowie prize. A representative from Wowie here? Let's give it up for Wowie as well. So thank you for setting up everything for us. And these are some Wowie smartphones, all right? And this goes to the guys, according to Tiani, who go woof. The Hungry Wolves. Oh, come over here, guys. Let's give it up for the Hungry Wolves. You guys should be barking when you come up here. Oh, there you go. Well done, guys. And girls. Okay, now this award goes to the best female hacker. And I think it's worthwhile that we say that I'm pretty impressed to see the number of women that are here, but I'd love to see more. So for the ladies who are into this game, please go out, encourage your friends, your mates, your buddies and all of that for them to get into the game as well. Because I think when it comes to technology, it's the one thing where we kind of got an even playing field. Or maybe people would say women have an advantage because your brains work better than us guys who are very one-dimensional and you guys think with both sides of the brain. So you might actually have a better chance. So please encourage your friends to kind of get into the game as well. So the award for the best female hacker actually goes to a young lady from the Hungry Wolves, and it's Waka. So Waka, will you please come up here? Oh, we've got a DJ here who can kind of just keep some music on the boil in the back. So when we've got people coming up here. Waka is so shocked she doesn't know what to do with that phone. My phone's really old. Did I say anything about that? Got a really old phone. It fell now and broke and I stepped on it and she's not even listening. Congratulations, Waka. Well done. All right, let's give it up for Waka. Now, this is, I just want to make sure. Yusuf, is this USD, huh? This prize is USD. So this is 1,000 USD, okay? So what's the exchange rate today? 14 something. All right, check your apps, man. You must have like a Wonder app on your phone or something. 14,516 according to the gentleman there. Well done. Okay. And 90 cents. All right. And this $1,000 prize is for the TADHack winner. And this goes to Scratch Labs. Scratch Labs, where you guys? Was it a guy that was sleeping earlier on already? He's from Scratch Labs. Oh, there we go. And we've got Natasha handing over the prize to the TADHack winner. All right. And Tiani just told me now, I don't have to give the prize for the best Twitter of this phone because my phone is old and I can have it. All right, well done. Let's give it up for Scratch Labs. Okay, the final prize, which is the best, what do I call it? Twitterer, best person who twitters, who tweets, who tweeps, who chirps, who whatever it is. Now, the key thing here is, I've got the winner, but I need to make sure that it is the winner, right? So when the winner comes up, I want you to tweet, I've just won, and then come up here, right? So we know. So Tiani's gonna check, then we know it's you, and not just Fiona coming up and going, hi, I'm the lady that won the phone. That's me? Okay. All right. So, if you are Kamogelo 142, you have just won a Huawei P20 for being such a cool Twitterer. There we go. Just say, I just won. Yeah, I just won. Take a photo of me holding a phone. Say, this guy just gave me a phone for my Twitter capability. Okay. There you go. Smile and have a shot over there. Oh, you don't want her alone in the photo? Okay. Just tag me. I'm Yoda in Brown 1 on Twitter. Hold the prize up. Oh, and the guy from Wowie. Otherwise, his boss is going to say he kept the phone and he didn't give it away. There's the evidence. Tell John you gave the phone away. Joey and the guys. All right, and the internal winner. So there was an internal competition, yeah, Natasha? Just to make sure, the internal winner is the Epic team. So where's the Epic team? Can you guys come up here and just grab a photo shoot with Natasha? Okay. And Natasha's got a special prize for you. She'll discuss it with you guys. It's a whole lot of work that you have to do to sort out all of us problems. And in Nigeria, fine while you're at it. Thank you, Team Epic. And with that, okay, and with that, there's nothing left for me to say, guys, but thank you very much for all of you being here. Thank you to our judges. Thank you to the guys who put it all together. And I suppose you're all off to go to bed right now, right? So straight home, straight to bed, and to catch up on all that lost sleep. Or you could go to the party that's happening right now. All right, guys, see you at next year's TADHack. Enjoy. If you are partaking, please be safe. And make sure you got transport home, especially those of you that are half asleep. Please don't drive.
We're ending the stream now.